Alrighty, guys. It is 3:30 this Friday, May 1st, and we got a market with is schizophrenic. I'm gonna call it freaking schizophrenic. Man, it's been a tough run to get to trade this today. Sloppy action, back and forth, jerky. If you're on the right side of it, fine. If you're on the wrong side of it, it's just impossible to stick with a trade. At least how it felt like for me trading this here. It's kind of slow in the afternoon. It's going back and forth. So I guess it's not to be surprised about it not working well. Early on here, I mean, we started rocketing higher from the get-go, and we have made new highs running all the way up to like the 10 o'clock hour. New highs, 7,300, backing off, and then just sticking in the range. Nasdaq even bigger move to the upside, huge move, and then didn't even look back. So no buying against weakness at all on this one. The news this morning was pretty much in line. Not they didn't do any much to drive the market, and the market is just up here to at the highest. So I took one trade on the ES early on, one trade up $5. I showed you that earlier on. I think I got knocked out of it, or I got out of it early. I was on the way up here, and then we had this crazy shit happening at around 11:50 and 45:50. That was crazy stuff. They started making new highs, and then hard knockdown, and that was something. That happened so fast, so violently. That was just impossible to do anything with it. I wasn't in the trade at the time, but man, look at that. That was pretty crazy. So I'm up $5 on one contract there. Nasdaq, a few more 8 round turns on the Nasdaq, and I had to say it's like knockdown drag out kind of stuff. So I got in a couple of small losers early on. That was this guy right here. I tried it for a short trade after they failed, after the initial run down. It didn't work. They ran it all the way back up to the high and then big rotation down there. And I tried it, and then when it started failing again, started heading lower, I figured like, yeah, I'm expecting it to run down to the mean at one point. So tried a short trade twice here on this one. Got shaken out of both these trades just before the freaking thing ran all the way down. Then I tried a short trade here on the end as it started moving lower, and that was a bad option. A shitty trade location. There's nowhere to go. I got stuck, twisting in the wind. I was like, ah, crap. So I managed to get it went to break even and stop me out on this bar here, but that wasn't a great trade. You have to stop yourself from getting too involved. That's just because you get frustrated about getting shaken out twice just to see it go exactly the way you expected it to. And it happens. And when you get a move like this down, hard down, in a retracement, and then they run it harder down, and then you get a retracement. It's all, I mean, you can tell when the sell volume dries up, you get a little bit of retracement. And that's usually a pretty good spot to get short. So I tried it twice. Yes, it wasn't not working for me. So I ended up two small losers and then run down. So I was down like $80 or so. Then I tried a few more trades after that, and it's just not working. So I tried a short trade there, got stopped out. Tried a short trade here, got stopped out at break even. Tried a long trade here, got stopped out. So it's just shaking out of the trades left and right. So I mean, the short down here wouldn't have worked for much anyway, so that wasn't too bad. The long trade and the short up here worked pretty good. I mean, that was a pretty good rotation down, but yet again, it went to break even, stopped me out, went a little bit higher, and then before it went, it just did not get on the right side of it. So eventually, I just stopped. Like, okay, I'm not trying this again. Because I mean, eventually you're going to get on the wrong side of it and just have another loser. So I mean, I tried a few times, cannot make it happen. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Better sit here with a small loss than try to overtrade it and create a bigger one. You know what I mean? Now on the way down here, I was tempted to hop on a long trade on the way back up here, but then again, with this crap is going on, you're kind of expecting it almost to run it down to the mean. So I'm glad I didn't do anything with it because I mean I just got tired of getting shaken out of trades. Like, yeah, okay, if I'd taken like $20 of each trade, I would probably be back at zero. But it's frustrating because you see sitting there, you go to break even, I'd like 20, $25 going, and then just nothing. Just flat out nothing. Anyway, sloppy trading day is what I call that. But if you look at the capital flow, or not capital, if you look at the exchange member chart, we are to the upside on the Nasdaq in a big way. They've been up here almost to they have 27,900, 28 south, and it's just a stone throw away. We'll probably get there on Monday, Sunday, unless we get some military action over the weekend. At that point, I think we have to back off again on Monday. So we'll see how that shakes out. But just watch the news over the weekend. You won't miss it. If it happens, you won't miss it. Looking at the bonds, No trades on the bonds for me today. And it was kind of sloppy there too. They were up hard, they were down, no good retest to lean against. Straight up, the crazy run up here, stalled, and right back down to the mean, and then just sideways. So that's just like okay, it's hard to trade. No point of trading the bonds when it's like that. So no trades on the bonds today. I did take a silver trade early on here, and well, a while back, and you can see on the volume dries up on silver here because it's a big move to the downside when it started running out of gas and tracking Nasdaq because Nasdaq was tracing pretty good. Tried a long trade, a nice little long trade there on the silver, up 16 bucks on that one. I left it there. So in the afternoon, you want to trade the metals. They die off and they just start getting sloppy. And as you can tell, given the amount of volume on the way down here, this happened like at 11 o'clock. So like 4 hours later, we barely had traded a ton of contracts. It dies off pretty quick in the afternoon. And gold, same story there, ran up pretty good and then back down. But gold had a pretty good move to the downside, I think, today. And you can see here, like pretty good move down here early on, then a hard retracement to the upside. So I haven't tried to trade it. I just took that silver trade on cryptos, and that's about it. And go back to the ES and Nasdaq, and what I would say is starting from the long side of the market, guys. That's how we get started going into the overnight. Watch the news. If there's some action going on, probably going to be a gap down to get started. And but right now, if everything stays the same, I would just stay on the long side looking to buy weakness. And it's pretty obvious. And in the ES, it's going to be one obvious edge here at the 72.60s and one down here at the 72.45s. On the Nasdaq, right down here at the 760 is going to be the lower end on the Nasdaq. So, but we'll see how this shakes out over the weekend. So I hope you did better than I did. That was frustrating, especially when you had like three small losers and it gets you down to like 70, 80 bucks down in the hole, and you can't for freaking heck make it back. You know, it's just every trade goes like 20 bucks in your favor, and the reverse stops you out. It's like I could change. I did one trade early on here, but I show you that one. That was this guy right here. And where was it? Let me see here. That was this guy right here. So this trade here, the first rotation down, I was short and it started going lower, went to break even. And what I did is I moved my stop up a little bit above this area, above the high. I figured like, yeah, they're going to rotate back up and try to shake me out. But of course, that trade is where it goes from being up 25 bucks to turning into a loser. And that's frustrating when that happens. That's very frustrating. Sometimes you had to do it because the rotations back just get you right up to your entry point and then get you out. So you want to protect yourself from that. But it's even worse when you leave it as a small loser and then it hits it. It's like, it really gets you going. But anyway, that's trading, guys. That's why we do it. That's why we get all gray haired soon enough. And anyway, we leave it there. I'll see you back at Monday morning, bright and early. We'll go at this all over again. All right, guys, later.